Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Looking at a warm afternoon, highs will climb into the mid-80s. I'll show you how it will feel with the heat index as we get through the day.
Tuition debate. The cost to go to UNC system schools may be going up. How much more in-state students may need to pay and when.
Crime concerns in Durham.
This gun violence has got to stop, you know?
2 shootings in a span of 24 hours. The questions people are raising as police are trying to track down the shooters.
And back on the ice, Carolina Hurricanes training camp gets started today. The changes in store for the team and for you, the fans, for the season ahead. And a lot of people are hyped to see them back on the ice again. Thanks for joining us this morning on WRAL News. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Renee Chu. We are hyped that it's Thursday and changes in store for our weather. It's going to be a lot warmer. Summer's making a comeback and we'll see more sunshine. Speaking of sunshine, Elizabeth Gardner is tracking our morning forecast.
Yeah, looking good out there. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s for this afternoon. We take a live look here at our Garner Tower camera. A little bit of cloud cover out there, but not much. We're seeing our temperature dropping close to the dew point. Now, the dew point is the temperature at which the air is saturated. So as we get closer to that number, it means that all the moisture in the atmosphere could condense into clouds or fog. It's not likely that we'll see a whole lot of that. I haven't seen much of that on the cameras so far, but as the sun comes up, we may see a few pockets of that showing up. Mid-60s in Southern Pines and Fayetteville, as well as South Hill, mid-50s in Roxborough. That's our cool spot this morning, and we warm up nicely this afternoon. Lots of sunshine, high temperatures in the mid-80s. This is the last official weekend of summer. I'll show you how much it will feel like it coming up, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. This is southern loop of the Beltline between the Beltline and US 1 there in Cary. The westbound lanes moving away from us. Traffic beginning to pick up, but as you can see, it's moving nicely in all directions there. As far as other routes coming into Raleigh, just about a 1 minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest this morning. Really nothing that's going to make you late. And similarly, we're not seeing any delays on any of those major routes heading into Durham as well. This crash just happened in northern Wake County. Give me a few minutes, I'll let you know if that will continue to affect your morning commute. But you're getting ready to head out the door right now, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. A Raleigh road is back open this morning after a truck driver crashed into power lines. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker near Clark Avenue and Horn Street. Our team on scene saw that truck on top of a wire that holds up a utility pole. The Duke Energy outage map does not show anyone was impacted by this crash. We have reached out to Raleigh Police for more information on what caused the crash.
The UNC system is considering raising tuition costs as the Board of Governors is set to meet. Let's go ahead and talk to WRAL's Ali Kadlabar. She's live at the UNC system headquarters in Raleigh this morning. Ali, this would not impact in-state students, at least not now.
Chris, the increase that the board is talking about could impact future in-state undergraduate students. And in a meeting yesterday, we heard the Board of Governors talk about increasing tuition by 3%. This would not be a requirement for campuses, but it would be the maximum that they could increase it by. Any increase in tuition would impact or could impact new in-state undergrad students next fall. This comes as the board is seeing impacts of inflation. Also, state support could lessen in the next year. And so an official decision on this would not be made until February next year. We do know UNC System President Peter Hans. He will be addressing the board at 10 a.m. We're going to be listening in to see if he talks about this increase in tuition or any other important updates that you need to know about. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Some students at Wake Forest University could attend the school tuition-free starting in 2026. The university has announced that students with an annual family income of less than $200,000 per year will be able to attend tuition-free. It's part of a new initiative for Wake Forest. The school's president says the effort shows the school's, quote, deep commitment to students from our home state.
Today, the man accused of kidnapping a 1-year-old girl is due in court today. The girl is safe this morning. Video captures the moment the child was pulled from a car in Sampson County. Deputies put the suspect, 26-year-old Tyler Tootle, in handcuffs. An Amber Alert was sent out yesterday morning. Sampson County deputies found the car 2 hours away from where they say the kidnapping happened. They chased the driver, and they eventually disabled the car with stop sticks before it swerved into a ditch.
And of course, the car caught the grass on fire, and we immediately got the child and the suspect out of the vehicle pretty quick.
Deputies say Tootle is not the girl's father, but he does know the mother. He is in jail without bond and is expected to appear in court this morning.
People are raising concerns after 2 daytime shootings in Durham in less than 24 hours. The first shooting happened on Larchwood Drive on Tuesday night. 2 people were hurt then. One of them at last check was in critical condition. And then the second happened yesterday afternoon. That was on Pettigrew Avenue. A woman told police someone shot out the window of her SUV while she was driving with her 2 children inside. Fortunately, no one was injured. People we spoke with say it has been a bit of an intense week for Durham as police are searching for answers.
It makes me feel really scared and anxious, and watching my back every time I come outside, because we had 2 big incidents.
This gun violence has got to stop, I mean, it's just everybody has to pull together and try to do something about it.
But no arrests have been made in either shooting. Police are asking anyone with any kind of information to come forward.
Locks and gates are now outside the El Capitan Theater in Los Angeles. This is after the news that ABC's parent company, Disney, pulled talk show host Jimmy Kimmel off the air indefinitely. The host made comments Monday night about the shooting suspect in the Charlie Kirk killing. In the monologue, Kimmel said, quote, "The MAGA gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it," end of quote. It quickly prompted reaction from the FCC commissioner, threatening legal action. ABC and Kimmel's representatives have not responded to a request for comment. President Donald Trump posted to Truth Social after the news of Kimmel's show being pulled. He congratulated ABC for its decision and called for NBC to cancel Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers' shows. The decision is getting pushback, though, in Washington, D.C. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says this is a free speech issue.
It's not whether you agree or disagree with what the person said. They have a right to say it. They have a right to say it on ABC. They have a right to say it in newspapers. They have a right to say it to their friends and families.
2 years since. In an interview with Fox News, FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr suggested that broadcasters will see more pressure like this in the future.
Important talks today between President Donald Trump and leaders in the UK. Today is the start of day 2 of his state visit. Yesterday, the president was greeted with a lavish display from the royal family, followed by a state banquet. Today, the president will meet with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. And pressing issues for the 2 countries include tariff negotiations and the ongoing wars in the Middle East and Ukraine.
Destiny Patterson here in the WRAL Live Center. I want you to take a look at this video. This is President Donald Trump as he leaves Windsor Castle. We also have just seen the moments just a few moments ago of President Trump landing in Chequers and being greeted by the Prime Minister there, Starmer. And later on, we know that they will also host a joint news conference. Of course, during his time there, they've touched on several topics, including Russia's war in Ukraine, Israel's war in Gaza, as well as trade talks.
Destiny, thank you. Governor Josh Stein plans to speak in Charlotte today. The governor will be appearing at the North Carolina Biotech Summit. His office says he plans to lay out legislative priorities as lawmakers prepare to return to Raleigh next week. The news conference is scheduled for 1:30 p.m.
Just a day ago, he met with lawmakers in Washington, D.C., and he made the trip to Capitol Hill to make the case for more aid for Helene recovery efforts. The governor is asking for more than $13 billion from several different federal agencies, and that includes FEMA, DOT, and Housing and Urban Development.
A Pennsylvania community is mourning today after 3 officers were shot and killed yesterday. 2 more were gravely wounded. A procession was held for those fallen officers. A federal investigation is now underway. This happened in York, Pennsylvania. Officials say the 5 officers were from 2 different agencies, and sources say they were trying to arrest a suspect and serve a restraining order at the time of the shooting. Officials say the shooter wore camouflage and hid in a cornfield. When officers got there, the suspect was shot and killed during return fire.
The man accused of stabbing a woman on a Charlotte light rail train last month is formally indicted. 34-year-old DeCarlos Brown is charged with first-degree murder for the death of 23-year-old Irina Zaruska on August 22nd. Brown is being held at Central Regional Hospital in Butner, and he's being evaluated to see if he is mentally fit for trial. His next court date is October 16th.
Today, the Carolina Hurricanes start their training camp. We'll get our first look at the team ahead of the upcoming season. WRAL's Sean Gallagher is live at Invisalign Arena in Morrisville this morning, where the Canes will train. And Sean, a lot of hype for this team and for new enhancements to the fan experience over where they play at Lenovo Center.
Yeah, that's for sure, Renee. And fans are hoping to see Rod Brindamore's squad make some improvements from their great run last year into the Eastern Conference Final. And they'll get their first look today when the boys take the ice here behind me for the first day of training camp. But one area they will definitely see an improvement is inside the Lenovo Center this year. The arena is in the throes of the first phase of its $300 million renovation. And that means updated concourses and concessions, and also an upgraded view bar. Here, any fan with a ticket can get an incredible view of the ice during the game. Really an upgrade for every fan who gets in there, regardless of ticket costs. Now, the work will continue through the season, so Hurricanes president Doug WRAL is hoping fans will pardon their dust as they continue to uplift the Lenovo Center.
It won't quite be ready by opening night, but our goal is for the fans to not see any interruption, to still see open concourses and ability to move around, no problem. We weren't really able to start the fan-facing work until the end of June, start of July. And they've been going really hard. We've had some shifts of 20-hour days for long stints, but it's going to creep into the start of the season.
So fans can expect that work on the inside, but also there are plans for work outside. But Doug WRAL says that work can't start until the end of football season. So any construction projects for the parking lot will wait. So when the puck drops in 3 weeks from tonight, somehow that's going to happen, there will be no issues with getting in and out of the parking lot. In Morrisville, Sean Gallagher, WRAL News.
Your time is 6:11. Campus unites. Students in Utah pay tribute to Charlie Kirk as they return to class after last week's shooting. How the response to adversity is impressing the school's president.
Lead concerns. The FDA is warning people about cinnamon that may be contaminated. What you should do if you've eaten it.
And we're back to warmer temperatures. Highs will climb into the mid to upper 80s for this afternoon. Could be even hotter tomorrow. I'll show you who could reach temperatures near 90 degrees coming up.
And we do have your winning Powerball numbers here on your screen: 7, 30, 50, 54, 62. Your Powerball's 20, your multiplier's 2.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14, let's talk fall color. Not a whole lot showing up along the East Coast just yet. I was in West Virginia last weekend. There were a few hints of color, and you can see kind of up there in some of the higher elevations of West Virginia, it shows up as yellow. So when should we see our peak color? Typically, our highest elevations, Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Mount Mitchell, and Grandfather Mountain happened late September. And it looks like we're on track for that, starting to see a lot of color in the highest elevations. We started off looking like it was going to be a great color season with cool temperatures. That tends to mean that color begins early, and that started to happen. But now we're starting to see some implications from the dry conditions. Some of the leaves, especially mid and lower elevations, may end up being so stressed by the dry conditions that some of the leaves turn brown and we don't see a whole lot of color. So we'll be watching. Definitely color starting now in the highest elevations. If you're going to go anytime in the next couple of weekends, you want to hit some of those higher elevations. So it looks great in the mountains for Saturday. A small chance of a thunderstorm in our southern counties. Sunday looks nice and dry. It'll be warm there in the lower elevations, but in the 60s up a little higher. We have a beautiful weekend in our forecast, too. I'll show you how warm it'll be coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, weather and traffic every 10 minutes. We got reports of Durham police working this crash on North Roxborough Street in the southbound lane near Carver Street. If you're familiar with this intersection, there's a PNC Bank on one side of that street, and there's a CVS pharmacy on the other side of that intersection. We're not seeing any delays in that area, but if this is part of your morning commute, just watch for those police officers working that crash scene. But really and truly, very little to no delays in terms of other major routes heading into Durham this morning. Coming up, we'll take a look at some of the delay times coming to Raleigh and Wake County.
Kim, thank you. A tribute to Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University after he was shot and killed on campus last week. Students returned to class yesterday, and they wrote messages in chalk in support of Kirk and draped an American flag over the scene of the shooting. The school's president says it's been incredible to see people come together after that horrific day.
I think that says a lot about how people can react to something so tragic, something so difficult that students and community members have found in themselves, that human quality of empathy or sympathy, and we are all in this together.
Around 45,000 students attend Utah Valley. It is the largest university in Utah.
UNC Wilmington is asking students to be patient for at least 24 hours before repainting artwork. That is in response to an incident involving a tribute to Charlie Kirk. This week, campus police responded to a confrontation at a Spirit Rock. Some students wanted to repaint the rock that was decorated in memorial of Kirk. During that confrontation, part of the rock was painted over, but no charges were filed.
The FDA is warning about lead in cinnamon products. A new warning is out for Jiva Organic Ground Cinnamon. It's the 12th cinnamon item being recalled for lead since July of 2024. Fortunately, nobody has had a reaction caused by the cinnamon. Anyone who has this cinnamon at home is encouraged to throw it out, and anyone who's eaten it is advised to see their doctor.
7 Go Raleigh routes will begin running more frequently. Route 1 Capital, for example, will run every 10 minutes in the morning and every 20 minutes during the day. The WakeMed route will now go every 15 minutes into the evenings and on weekends. The changes take effect mid next month, and you can read the entire changes on our website, WRAL.com.
Wake County commissioners signed off on economic incentives package for a company promising hundreds of jobs for our area. The vote gives Genentech more than $18 million over the next decade. The biotech company plans to bring more than 400 jobs to Holly Springs. It will invest up to $700 million in the project.
So keeping our eye on the next weather maker for you, but also the tropics as well. Elizabeth Gardner has been watching that very closely out there. You can kind of see what's out there at the moment. Elizabeth, kind of it seems like, where do I look? Where am I looking at?
It's kind of hard to pick out where Gabrielle is, isn't it? It's right here. But this whole area just looks disorganized. A lot of times when we're looking at tropical systems, even tropical storms, it'll look fairly organized. So what's happening with this storm is it's moving into an area where we have strong winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That tends to tear the top of a storm apart and just doesn't allow it to organize and get very strong. It does have winds at 50 miles per hour, moving northwest at about 15 miles per hour. It's way out here, about 800 miles from the Leeward Islands, and it will pass well north of the Caribbean islands. It may end up weakening a little bit over the next 24 to 48 hours as it moves through this unconducive area, but then it could develop into a hurricane by the time we get to early next week. Right now, it looks like it would pass east of Bermuda. Bermuda's right there. That's good news. If it were to pass west of Bermuda, Bermuda would have a lot more impact. It's pretty far from the United States, but there could be some rip current danger late in the weekend, early next week. Here's what's steering the storm. We have high pressure sitting just to the north of it. High pressure systems rotate clockwise, and it's going to move right around the flow of that high. Also, a few fronts coming off the coast of the United States should help to kick it out as well. What we're seeing as our next weather maker is this big area of high pressure. It's bringing summer-like warmth to us for today and tomorrow and Saturday. We'll have limited rain chances with this while it's here. About a 20% chance for both Friday and Saturday. And then we take a live look at Durham. It looks completely clear. It looks absolutely beautiful. We do have, again, a small chance of a shower or thunderstorm Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, mainly just because it's going to be warm out and we'll have a little bit of moisture in the atmosphere. Our forecast rain totals over the next 7 days looks like that just updated to 0. It was at maybe 1/10 of an inch. And we need the rain. Right now, pretty much all of central and eastern North Carolina is running anywhere from 20 to 40% below what we would normally see over the last month or so. All right, Friday, we could hit nearly 90 degrees. We've hit it twice in September, but only one time in August. As we get into Monday, it's the first day of fall, and then we may end up with some showers Tuesday and Wednesday, Ken.
Elizabeth, at 6:21, your window on your morning commute will start in Apex. This is a live look at US 1 and Highway 64 at Tryon Road. If you were with us yesterday, this area was heavily congested because of a crash, but nothing like that at this hour. Traffic flowing nicely in all directions there in that section of US 1. As far as other routes coming into Raleigh this morning, very little to no delays, just a 1-minute delay coming in from Wake Forest, and similarly a 1-minute delay coming in from Knightdale as well. Over in Durham, very little to no delays. This crash on North Roxborough Street and Carver, not seeing any delays in that particular area, but just watch for police officers working that crash scene and be safe. You're getting ready to head out the door, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Please give them enough room on the side of the road when they're doing their thing out there. All right, your time is 6:21. Falling into the ocean. Another home collapsed on the Outer Banks. The change people who live nearby say needs to happen now.
And Lake Lure recovery. The work still ahead for people in western North Carolina nearly 1 year after Helene. New pictures show another home collapsing in the surf along the Outer Banks, this time in Buxton. This home on Tower Circle Road is the 12th to collapse in that area in the last 5 years. Donnie Bowers, who saw the aftermath, said it was a family home built in the 1970s. He told us the pilings were compromised during Hurricane Erin. Add high erosion rates, and these coastal properties don't stand a chance. Experts say there's no way to prevent the beach from eroding, especially as sea levels continue to rise.
We have to figure out a way of getting these homes out of harm's way, whether it's buying these homes out or incentivizing the moving of these homes.
Earlier this year, lawmakers introduced bipartisan legislation to help homeowners decide what to do before their homes collapse. It would authorize payouts for demolition or relocation. The bill was sent to committee in May.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
A hit series is wrapping up and singing along to Wicked.
Yeah, we have Ken Smith this morning with What's Trending.
Yeah, Chris and Renee, check this out. It's a wrap for the Some I Turned Pretty series. The popular show's series finale aired last night on Amazon Prime. And coming up on today, the cast will be live to talk about the end of that show.
And if you've been in the know with that show, you know that a part of that series was shot here in North Carolina, and there's local ties as well. One of the actresses is from Apex. Pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you remember when they shot on UNC's campus, actually, too, for some of the college scenes.
Yeah, and there's a movie in the works, by the way, so keep that in mind.
Ooh, can't wait.
And speaking of movies, Wicked fans are marking their calendars for the release of not only the upcoming sequel, but the soundtrack as well. The soundtrack for Wicked for Good drops November 21st, the same day as the movie.
Oh, I can't love this enough. And you know how the songs just drive this musical. It's at the heart of the musical. So to have 2 more original songs, and with Cynthia and Ariana singing it, you know it's going to be fabulous.
Just a treat. All right, thanks, Ken. Your time is 6:26. Crime concerns. Shootings in Durham this week have people worried. Their call for answers as police look for the people responsible.
New season on ice. The Hurricanes start their training camp this morning. The changes in store at Lenovo Center for the new season.
And check out that muggy meter. We dropped down to 59, which is comfy, but we're going to see some very warm temperatures above normal. I'll show you when it will start to feel more like summer again coming up.